All right. So this is our first official team call.
Yay.
Just wanted to thank everyone for coming on here and taking the time out of your day to come here and listen to me talk. But I had a few things I wanted to share, and then I wanted to open up to questions. It doesn't have to be about what I'm going to share, but if you had any questions in general about anything at the end, I wanted to give you guys time to do that. So I'm just going to mute everyone. If I could figure out how to do that. 1 second. Okay. Oh, oops. Thanks for doing that for you. Okay, so everyone should.
Hello?
Babe, you muted yourself.
I
Sorry.
was like, just figure it out.
Sorry. Okay. Everyone can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Duh. All right, so everyone's muted now.
I think you're muted again.
I was going to say, I don't know what
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no, you're
Oh,
good.
I know why. I keep muting. Okay. I keep trying to mute Brianna and I keep unmuting myself. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. All right. So anyway, as you guys know, I drive a lot for my job, so I have a lot of free time to listen to podcasts and go. What I've been doing is going back through the national wake up calls, just going back as far as like 2012, 2013, just listening to the old ones, because even though the information it's not old, it's like still it is well they are old, like they're a couple years old, but the information is still useful and it can still be applied to right now. So I wanted to share something with you that I was listening to that I thought was really helpful. It was about the follow-up, and I know Kelly's been talking a lot about following up with people and how important it is to follow up. So I found one that it's called "Don't Take No for an Answer," and I'll put this in the group. I made like a little paper, but so you don't have to take too many notes. I'll have it all for you. But basically, this call was with Brittany Leggett, her name is, and sorry if I butchered it, but she signed up under Lindsay Matway, and Lindsay Matway is like a top coach. So she basically was talking about what a follow-up looks and sounds like, which is helpful because a lot of times you don't really know how you should follow up with somebody, and you don't want to come off as pushy or like you're trying to sell something, but like sometimes you do have to make that deadline and you do need to know if somebody's in by a certain point. So she talks about what a follow-up looks and sounds like, when you should follow up, what if they don't answer and you get crickets, which I know a couple people have been asking me what to do when that happens, and how to follow up without being pushy. So basically, what a follow-up looks like and sounds like, it's just like if a friend shows interest in joining a challenge group, but the end result is, oh, not right now, like, oh, I don't have the money right now, or oh, now's just not a good time for me, or I don't know if I'll have time to commit to it, or anything like that, then the way that I would follow up with them and the way that Brittany suggests you follow up with them is just no problem. I totally understand. And I actually host a new challenge group every month. Would it be okay if I put a reminder in my calendar and followed up with you in a few weeks to see if that's a better time for you? And I know you're going to love this group, just something to end it like that. But basically, you're asking them if it's okay if you follow up with them. And most of the time, they will say yes. I don't think anybody would say no, like, don't talk to me ever again, leave me alone. So if you are asking them if it's okay to follow up with them, when you follow up with them, they really can't get mad about it that you're contacting them again. So then you could just put them on a list of people who you'll follow up with in a month, and you'll have a list of people that those will be the first people that you reach out to when you're looking for people for your next challenge group. Like, people appreciate when you follow up too, because it shows you're not forgetting about them. It shows that you're being intentional about getting back to them. And there's another thing that you can add them to, which I've just been kind of fooling around with now. In your Coach Online office, it's called your contact list. So you can just add people to your contact list, and then you can put the date that you followed up with them initially or contacted them initially, and then you can put any notes in there about the person. Let me see if I can share it with you. But it just makes it easier so that when you go back to follow up, you have all of your list of people right there. So let me see. Share screen. Right here. All right, so can you see my office? Thumbs up. You can see it? Okay. So you go to my desk, and then if you go to my contacts and then add contact, I only have 2 in there right now because I just started using it. But it'll bring you to something that looks like this. And it's really neat because I don't know if any of you use this. I didn't even know it existed until recently. But you could put the person's name in there, and then it has a thing with priority. So you can select cold, warm, hot, like whether you're just started talking to them, like they're kind of on the fence, or like they really want to commit to something. They just right now is not the time, or they don't have the money or something like that. You just know that 9 out of 10, they're going to commit. Then you can select their interest, products, business opportunity, or both. You could ask them the best time to contact them, and it'll allow you to do that in there. And then you can select coach, customer, or lead. And then here's the part you could put notes in here. You could put the date that you contacted them, and you can edit all their contact info. And then once you hit save, down at the bottom, it'll save it, and then you have your whole list of contacts. I only have 2, like I said, because I only put 2 in. But it'll allow you can manage them. I think you could print address labels right from here, so that'll save you time when you're trying to mail things out. But it's also good so that you can go back and see when you last contacted someone, and you'll be able to contact them again, and it'll all be right there. Okay. So another thing she talked about too is if people tell you it's not the right time for them or the money or whatever, you can ask them for referrals. It's like a great opportunity to do that. So you could just say something like, oh, well, do you have any friends who you think would like to join this challenge group? Or you could say, if you have any friends that would like to plan for next month that would like to join you, you guys can do it together. So that way you're not only getting that person, you might be getting like maybe 1 or 2 other people to do it with them. And a lot of times people don't know that they're allowed to invite people to your challenge groups, so they might not do that. So it's good to let them know that if you have friends that want to do it, yeah, like they can do it too. Just let me know, and then we'll get them all set up too, and you guys can start at the same time. So that's just one. That was what a follow-up looks like and sounds like. When you should follow up, this was another thing I've been getting a few questions about, like how often is too often, or when is it too early, or is it too late? Like, is there a certain time I should follow up? Brittany suggests that at least 1 to 2 days after speaking to the person first, you just send them a light message, but make sure that it's a direct message and there's a specific question so that it has something for them to answer. Because sometimes if you just message them, hey, what's up? Like, they might not answer because there's really no need for them to answer it, and there's nothing for them to answer really. So an example that she provided was, hey, Jess, I'm finalizing my June challenge group. I'm saving you a spot. Do you still want to join us? So how it's creating a question for Jess to answer, so she feels like she needs to respond back to that. If I just said, hey, Jess, how's it going? it's not very specific, and it's not a targeted question pertaining to what your end result would want to be, is her answering you and then going from there, moving on to adding her to the group. So what if they still don't answer? And I know this happens to everybody, not just you guys, not just me, like top coaches, I'm sure people don't answer them too. So what I would suggest to do for this is to wait like a little longer. I know sometimes like you really want to message them back, and you're just like, oh, why aren't you answering me? Please, like we were just so close. You really told me you wanted to do this. Like, what happened? Where'd you go? But Brittany also suggested waiting 1 to 3 days before messaging them, and then because this is like sort of your last shot at messaging them. So I'll just read the one that she provided. She was like, hey, Jess, me again. I know you were interested in the challenge group, but it doesn't seem like a good time for you right now. Don't worry, you haven't hurt my feelings. I would love to follow up with you in a few months. Is there anything I can help you with in the meantime? Would healthy recipes or fit tips be helpful? So what that does is allows that person to see you're still trying to establish a connection with them. You're still willing to help them, even if they might not be ready, or they are ready and they totally forgot that they were talking to you. And they're like, oh, yeah, about that. Like, I need to sign up for that. I really want to do that. Because you're kind of indirectly like, oh, well, I guess it's not the right time now, And so sometimes it is the right time. They just totally forgot that they were talking to you. So as a new coach, or even as a veteran coach, I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a veteran coach. I haven't completed a full year yet. But it's important to provide valuable content for your prospects, even if it's just like encouragement, recipes, fit tips, anything that you can provide to them for free is awesome, because that'll just show them that you're that much more dedicated to helping them than you are about taking their money. And I know I mentioned it earlier in the week, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. It's so true. I've had people come back to me who I've been talking to since I just started coaching, and I've just been sharing things with them, and they never committed to a program, but I still kept in contact with them, and like now they're signing up for things. So, I mean, Alicia can vouch for that. She was in every free group that I ran, and now she's a coach, and now she's doing the same thing. So I'm sure people are doing that to you too. Yeah. So I think one of the last and probably the most important is how to follow up without being pushy, because I know none of us want to come off as pushy, greasy salespeople. So you don't want people to feel like you're pressuring them to buy something for you, and it doesn't cost you anything to follow up with anyone. It's just, you gain trust. Like, you're not losing anything by following up with people, but you're gaining their trust, if that makes sense. So these are people that are just not quite ready to jump into it, but you still want to invest time in them in some way. And you want to be intentional about it too. So just a few quick ideas, ways that you can follow up and add value to these potentials is send them a recipe. Say they were saying they were looking for healthier meals. You could just send them a recipe. Oh, hey, I found this recipe. I thought you might be interested in it. Here's the link to it. Let me know how it comes out, or if you make it, let me know how it tastes. I'd be interested in maybe trying it for myself. Or send them a picture if they have somebody who's really addicted to soda. Send them a picture of like, oh, I'm just trying this new sparkling water. It's great, or something like that, to show that you're caring about their need, but you're providing it to them in like a different, fun, interactive way. You can comment on their pictures on Facebook, like their Facebook posts and photos. Just kind of get back in their line of sight if they have forgotten about you. Maybe if you go back and like a few of their photos, then they'll message you back and be like, oh yeah, I forgot. Like I got so busy and I didn't get to message you back. And it does work. I actually had that happen to me yesterday. Also really important to pay attention to them and be a friend. Just be their friend. Like, focus on being somebody's friend more than trying to be their coach for the moment, because people tend to trust their friends more than people who they don't know. And like, obviously that's kind of an obvious thing. Like, if you are talking to somebody, and I know a couple of you, I only like Alicia and Carolyn, we've known each other since college. But Emmy and Jess and Brianna, who's on here too, or if anybody else is on here, we didn't know each other prior to this opportunity. And I mean, I'd like to say that we've become friends through this. So it's really important too, just to be a friend and be there for everyone and be there for people. And then eventually, if they're not ready now, they'll be ready maybe like a week, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different time that they feel comfortable starting something new. So, and then another thing that actually Brianna had suggested, which is awesome, using Snapchat. Like, I never thought of using Snapchat, and I know Alicia's a big Snapchatter. To send like, oh, sweaty photos of you working out to your people who are like potentials, like, oh, just finished my workout, like, let me see your sweaty photo, or oh, look, this is my food that I'm eating, or just like, oh, my new sneakers, but not be like braggy about it, but kind of like, oh, I found this and it reminded me of you, or just something to remind them that you care and just kind of keep them happy and inspired too. And you can do that too, even with challengers. You have people in your challenge group who you're trying to get to interact. Maybe they're not interacting on your Facebook group. Send them a Snapchat, or send them like a text message with something like a recipe or a silly photo that is cool in the Snapchat, because people might be more comfortable sharing because it just kind of disappears, or so they say. But so it's not on the group for everyone to see. Something like that might be helpful too. And just even messaging them periodically throughout the month on Facebook, just letting them know you still have an interest in helping them and stuff like that. So it's never like a bad thing to follow up. I mean, once you follow up at least 3 times and the person just isn't giving you the time of day, then they don't deserve your attention, and you need to just move on and find somebody else who is willing to accept your help. And I know it's hard, because there's like people, like, you want it more than they want it for themselves. You want it more for them. And you, unfortunately, you can't really change anybody right now. If they don't want it for themselves, it's not going to happen. Like, until they want it for themselves, then you're not going to be able to reach them. So if you move on and then maybe they'll come back later, that's usually the best bet. That's how it happens. They realize, okay, maybe I do need your help, and then they will come back. But until they realize that it's something that they want, it's a lot harder to convince them that they need it. And then just one last thing. So before if you ever feel like you're being pushy, or you feel like you're kind of coming off salesy, which I don't think any of you do, but if you get that feeling, and I know sometimes I feel like that way too when I keep following up with people and I feel like I'm being annoying, and I think, if I were that person, like, would I be annoyed that this girl's messaging me like 5 times in the past 4 days? Just let them know, like, I'm the kind of person who really likes to get to know you, and I have a reputation of asking a lot of questions and following up. So just let me know if I'm being annoying. I can take it. Like, let them know from the beginning. Like, okay, I might annoy you. So if I do, let me know, and I'll stop bothering you. So it's just easier when they know that, and you've established that comfortability with them, that, okay, you're being annoying, then, okay, I won't bother you anymore. And then you can just move on, and you don't have to worry about, am I being annoying? Like, should I stop messaging them? Because then it's like this whole thing, and you don't know what to do. So that's just about follow-ups. And I just wanted to open the lines up now. If anybody had any specific questions, it could be about this. It could be about anything that you're going through with your business, whatever you wanted. So everyone. Hopefully I don't mute myself in the process of doing that. Okay. All right. So if you have a question, go ahead and unmute yourself and then ask the question.
I have a quick question.
Okay. Go
Just
ahead.
because it's happening now. I got a lead, so like I just texted them saying like, hi, how are you, whatever. And they messaged me back asking who I was. And I told them like, you know, like I'm a coach, blah, blah, blah. And she asked how I got her info. So I just told them, they provided it with me. And she said, I don't appreciate text solicitation. So I kind of responded and was like, oh, it's not. I'm just here for support. Would you rather me go through the website? And she has no idea what I'm talking about. She's like, I don't even know what this is. Who gave you my number? And I asked if she signed up for the on-demand, and she goes, nope. Like, what is that? Like, who are you?
Okay. It sounds to me like whoever signed up typed their phone number wrong, and you have the wrong number. So
I don't know, because I said, hi, Heather, and she responded saying, like, hi.
Okay.
Did you
Somebody's barking. Whoever's could everyone on like
I'm gonna kill that dog. I'm sorry.
Dog? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's so annoying.
Where's the barking coming from? No, it sounds to me like you have the phone number, or the girl just doesn't remember that she signed up with Beachbody, which I don't know how you could say that. But
if you say Beachbody, though, she might not know it's Beachbody. Like, did you say, "Oh, I was assigned as your free Beachbody coach"? Did you say that, or did you just say I'm a health and fitness?
No, I said I was a Beachbody coach.
Oh, I don't know, man. That's weird.
Maybe she like just knows. Maybe she like just knows the name of the program, and like you're saying doesn't know Beachbody. I don't know. Maybe she just knew on. Did she order on demand?
Yeah, that's what I think. I think she signed up for the free trial.
You only see the free trial if it's a lead. They won't tell you what they ordered. That's the tricky thing.
Yeah, I don't know about that. What I would suggest is they give you an address. So actually, I have one here right now. I was writing out my my cards. I sent out a bunch of cards over the weekend.
I got one. I loved it. It made my day.
So yeah, I'm sure you guys got them. And if you didn't, it's if you're in Florida, it might take a couple days. So sorry for having this. But I've been writing out these cards, and I've just been writing them to people who are my leads or people who've signed up with a challenge group, just to because like how often do you get a card in the mail, and it just makes you feel that much more special that you got a card. So it just helps too. I tried texting. I literally texted every single person on that list, and nothing. I got nothing. I don't know if it's because people were nervous. I was just like, oh, hey there. And they don't know who you are, and it's kind of weird. And I guess because people get nervous or whatever. So I did that. Didn't work. Then I did emails. I sent out emails to every single person, and I was like, hey, are you these real people? Because I'm not getting emails back. And I didn't know if it was because I didn't check my email to see if I got any back. And some of them didn't even go through. They were like the wrong email. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to send out cards. So I'll let you know what happens with if I get any back. But what I did was I made like a little template. I went on our team page and I took what Kelly had and I kind of like moved it around and made it a little bit my own. And 10 minutes. That's all right. I'll just do another call and like you guys can log on if you have questions. But I printed out these little pieces of paper with my contact info, and the people who were my leads, I kind of just was like, oh, I'm your free Beachbody coach, free coach given to you by Beachbody. I'd like to get to know like what your goals are. If there's any way that I can help you, just let me know. And then I wrote like contact me for your free gift, and then I put the little contact paper in there. So I thought maybe they'd be more willing to contact me if I said they'd be getting something for free. And the free gift would be like the 4-week meal plan that April created for the team. So that was what I was going to use. But yeah, I would try to send her something in the mail, or him, or whoever, Heather. So yeah, her. Any other questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Okay. What are you thinking?
So I know you have your like 3-step follow-up thing, and if they're just not responding at all at that, but if you're talking to somebody and they haven't really committed, but they're still talking to you just about other stuff in their life, like how long do you normally stay in contact with somebody before you just kind of give up completely, if that makes sense?
Yeah. That I would say really depends on the person. Like if it's
Okay.
if it's like someone who you are a really close friend with and you've known them for a while, I don't know, I would feel bad kind of just like not talking to them.
Yeah.
If it's someone from, and like I could be totally wrong, but this is like what I do. If it's somebody from Instagram or somebody who I just kind of found on Facebook, I maintain the conversation to like a point where not that it's like the conversation's dead, but once it stops like that, or if they keep just talking to you about whatever daily life, like, oh, I walked my dog today, like, oh, that's cool. I I don't know. I guess it's really up to you. I wouldn't make them your main focus, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, I would still talk to them, but if you have all these other people that you could be talking to and helping them, and these people still aren't, like, getting anywhere near wanting your help, then I would kind of just put them on the back burner. I wouldn't completely forget about them, and I would focus my attention more on people who are wanting.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time maybe on some people, but then I don't know because I don't know, maybe they'll come around. So I guess it's just a fine line.
Yeah. Yep. Anything else? Anyone else? Hi.
Hi.
No. Any other questions? Any here? Nothing? We got like 7 minutes, guys. Come on.
All right, I'll ask a general one.
Okay.
Just because we have time.
Okay.
For anybody, this can be answered by anybody. For some reason this month, I've had such a struggle with like all these people that said yes last month and they said they'll be ready. And then they just fell off. They either stopped answering or they were like, oh, no, never mind or whatever. So like, does anybody have any hints or something? I mean, I'm doing all the stuff I'm supposed to, talking to the 3 people, doing all that nonsense. But otherwise, I'm stuck.
Okay.
Carolyn, who was that? Remember in the Coach Basics, I think it was not last month, but maybe the month before, Kelly had posted a call, and it had a gentleman in it who said that when you're in those types of situations, to invest in your own business. So like, for example, purchase the Shakeology samples. And when somebody tells you that they're interested in maybe trying Shakeology or trying a challenge pack, to give them a sample of the Shakeology and say, this is what Shakeology is. Let me know what you think. If you like it, I can give you a recipe, something along those lines. And you take, you invest in the business. So you take that sample and you give it to them, and it provides them the opportunity to see what they're going to be spending money on.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't know the guy's name either, but I do remember, like, I do recall that information. I mean, you could try that. That wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
Maybe if you switch your sometimes if you have a little extra Shakeology left, if you switch your home direct order to packets, you'll have packets for samples. You could do that, or you can just order like a sample thing, like not a sampler pack because there's only 6 and that's kind of like a waste. But if you get like the bigger box with the 24, at least you have them, and then you could sell them for like $6 a piece, and then you'll make like your money back off of it. So
okay. Sounds like a plan.
And also too, the people who stopped answering, I'll post this stuff that I went over because I kind of ramble when I talk, and I apologize. But I put it all in like a document so you guys have it to look at.
That's better.
All right.
Awesome.
She keeps like popping up. It's cute. Anything else? Anything?
I came up with a new idea.
Ooh, I want to hear it.
Well, you know how some people do like the free fit like club things.
The free
Like,
what?
I think the fit club, like they have like mini like workouts with like people in their neighborhood or whatever.
Yeah.
I wanted to start a running club kind of thing that also incorporated like Beachbody on demand, and I would have like Shakeology samples like after the run and everything. And I actually met a girl on Instagram who literally lives like next door to me, and actually a coach under. It was really weird. You know who's the top Canadian coach?
Oh, I can never.
That's with Kelly. That's in our Tubby to Tone group, but she's not on our team.
Oh,
Blanking on her name, but
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
but yeah, she is. That's her upline. So
Oh, is it
we're all connected, kind of. But so I was going to start this with her, and I wasn't sure if I should charge people like $2 or $5 or whatever, or just have it for, because I mean, if I'm giving Shakeology, I don't want to be like putting money out and like.
What do you mean, like to be part of the club? They pay?
What?
To be part of the club, they pay?
Yeah, like $2 a day, and they don't have to come like all the time.
Like an in-person club?
Yeah.
So what are you doing with the Shakeology?
I would like give out samples after like we would run together in the park, and then I'll have Shakeology samples afterwards, and if they want to stay, they can stay for an on-demand workout with me.
Oh, cool.
That's
So it would be like an hour on a weekend.
Why don't you like make a shake and then give out like little Dixie cup size samples, and if they want their own, they can buy one from you. So that way they're still tasting it, but then you're not losing as much money.
You could do that, or I was thinking of something that Sherry posted today. I don't know if you saw it, and we're probably gonna lose this call in like a couple minutes, so I'm gonna talk really fast. But she was ordering a sampler, like the huge pack, 24 pack, and she was charging people like $30-something to do this group with her, and she was giving them 7 packets. So you could probably do something like that if you go back to that post and see like she explained it, because then that box would be paid off, and then you'd be making money from like the samples.
Right. Okay, I'll look into that.
Yeah, if I could find it, I'll tag you in it.
I remember it's the 7-day thing. Yeah.
Oh, does anyone have like a last anything they want to say? I don't know when it's gonna kick us off, so.
We have less than 1 minute, it says.
Okay. Anything?
No.
No? Jess?
I don't think so.
You good?
Do you have a question? Because you keep popping up.
All right.
One that only goes to bed with me. So
Oh. Well, if nobody has any more questions, I'm just going to